I can see you, Sarge.
An eModels walk, an eModels walk, an eModels walk.
emoji at number 3, please.
Good evening. It's eModels, eModels live stream. Ted at eModels.co.uk if you want to get in touch. Tonight, the announcement is you'll have to wait. Oh, yeah. Build a suspension. No, that's not it, is it?
Build your suspenders, yeah.
Yeah, build a
Keep
suspender.
them in suspenders.
Yeah.
We're on about that bizarre Amazon wish list of yours again, Ted, didn't we, mate?
Somebody seen my Amazon wish list. I'm getting a bit concerned about what Amazon started suggesting for me.
Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. I'm being shouted at by Mama Fox. There's apparently no sound. Can everybody hear us?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can hear you. Can everybody out there hear us?
The sound is coming through. Okay, I've just clicked it on and it's working. So
right, plug your headphones in, Mama Fox.
Have you turned the volume up?
She's not muted the TV.
Yeah, she plugged the headphones in. This is pushed right in.
Yes, you stop. Take your headphones off.
Yeah, preparation as usual.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. We apologise there. We just had the director sort of directing from the gallery. So
well, everybody says sound is okay, so it must be at Mama Fox's end. She's probably got it muted.
Either take your headphones off, or put your headphones on, or turn the sound up or down.
Maybe your headphones run out of batteries. You never know. You've got the wireless headphones, you see. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right. We'll start again. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday night's live stream from Ted, Chris, Foxx, Colin, and is there anybody else in there? Yeah, just me. Yeah, and yeah, it's your usual round of mayhem, mirth, and probably anything that goes. Really. There will be an announcement later. Got to wait for that. And where else are we up to? And yes, so yeah, over to you, Foxx, for what's the terms and conditions?
Hello, terms and conditions may apply. Objects may appear larger in the mirror than they are in real life. I don't think that's how it works. Hello, welcome. Yes, this is your show. As always, this is your show. It's 3-4 blokes hanging out in a pub having a chat without the pub or the beer or the gin. And you guys just hanging around in chat and having a good laugh. We're here for you. This is your show. So you need to give us stuff to talk about. If you want to ask us questions or engage us in witty conversation, you can do. Use the chat, which is here. You can see the chat there. But if you want to join in the actual typey chat, I like that.
Excuse me interrupting, Mr. Foxx, but
yes.
Apparently you're quite quiet.
Am I quite quiet?
I'm not sure people are complaining that you're quiet, but they're just observing that you're a bit quiet.
Yeah, I think it's them. They've just turned the volume down.
It's not saying at my end I'm quiet. I should be as a normal volume.
We've had two different people say that you're very quiet, a bit quiet tonight.
Okay, is that any better?
I don't know.
In chat.
We'll have to wait 5 seconds and find out.
We have to wait 30 seconds.
I don't know. Two of us wear hearing aids.
Yeah. Tell me if that's any better, because we aren't able to watch our own stream, so we don't know. So tell us if that's any better. Can you hear me now, people?
Can you hear me, Mother? Can you
hear
me?
Not overly. I'm still a bit quiet. Well,
you can actually say that, can't you? Can you hear me, Mother?
You're still a bit quiet, apparently.
Okay, I am now at maximum volume. Can people hear me? I don't know
Phil Lewis says, I think the beard density is acting as a baffle.
Yeah. Osric's time. Foxx is quieter than the rest of us.
Okay, how is that? I've taken one of my baffles off my microphone. I'm at full volume now. Full maximum volume. That's
Maybe
as high as
turn us down a bit then.
Yeah. Colin is quiet. He sounds the same, just quieter than the rest. Let's turn you guys down a bit then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How is that? That's better. Right. Somebody said that's better. I'm off. Right. So anyway, I'm bored now. Right. So yes, it's your show. If you want to engage us in witty conversation, just put a comment in the chat. The chat's there. You need to be on YouTube though to do that. So if you're watching this, if you're embedded in Facebook or somewhere else, you're watching it on the eModels website. Click on the YouTube icon that's just down here somewhere in the bottom of the video player. And that will take you to the YouTube page where you can join in the live chat. And you want to join in live chat because we'll do mugs and things and giveaways and bits and bobs with people in the chat. And also everybody in chat is awesome. If you want to get our attention, put your question or comment in big fat capital letters, or bold as Ted would say. If you want to though, you can do a super chat, which is the dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That will put your comment in a coloured box, and there's no way we can miss your comment then. But if you can't get access to any of them, don't panic. You can, if you want to, send us an email. It's there, ted@emodels.co.uk. You can mail us with all your questions and things in there. We'll try our best to sort of get those emails during the show, but it's not always possible. So if you can get into chat, get into chat.
Yeah, I do have the eModels email bag open as we speak, so it depends how long it takes to flash through and things like that. So
Yes.
yeah.
So how is the audio now, everybody? Is it good? Are we on? Are we there?
Yeah, it's been quite busy for me. We're on a shutdown at the moment at the museum, so we're all cleaning and building, and got lots of contractors in and lots of swearing and things going on. So yeah, it's been quite busy. We're currently in the middle of Storm Brendan or whatever Brendan, whatever it's called. So we're in the middle of that at the moment. So yeah, there's all sorts of cats and slates flying down the street.
Do you have like
we've
cows
got
going past the
everyone
window?
walking around at a 45-degree angle down here at the moment.
45-degree angle.
Yeah, fork handles.
Do you have like cows and grain silos flying past the window? And pick up
Yeah,
trucks and things.
Chris, yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm much the same. I can hear some winding noises outside, so it might be picked up, it might not. But if there are any wind noises, it's from outside. It's not me.
Oh, okay.
It's not you personally directly or anything like that.
Yeah, so how's everybody else been out there in Chatland? I think. Oh, yeah. How's everybody been in Chatland? Usual. What's on the belly? What's in the bench? What's in the belly and what's on the bench? Yeah, we usually ask that, but we just rabbit on about other things and it gets forgotten about. But we'll still run it. Yeah. But in the meantime, have we got a factoid from Colin?
Yeah, I've remembered this week, mate. Because I may have forgot last week. Yeah, in 1976, the first machine for reading printed matter aloud was given its first public demonstration by Raymond Kurzweil for the reading for the blind. It could reproduce synthesized speech at 150 words a minute.
Ah.
Boom. Could you imagine that? Me doing reading for the blind.
I could more imagine you doing reading for the deaf.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Not to disappoint anyone, there's also... yeah, we got a death.
Oh, has there been a death this week?
On this day,
Death
in
of the week.
1934, at aged 73, Paul Ulrich Villard, who was a French physicist and chemist, dropped dead.
God bless him and all who sail in him.
Yeah.
There you go. Not to disappoint anyone, we had a death as well.
Yeah, because Colin did do we started off with a scientific fact, and then Colin for some reason just did a string of people who died on this day in history, and we're like, people kind of got to miss that, so we brought it back.
Yeah, it was because I was in the wrong category. I was in death science events.
So I just noticed it does seem quite fitting, but when Colin sits at the right angle in his chair, the two white bits on the headrest sort of stick out like a vampire.
Yeah, I look like a Gundam, don't I?
And now I do know Mama Fox is hearing things now. She turned the volume up. She found the mute button because she's laughing. So
Bless her.
I'm just going to refresh you, Colin, because you're looking a bit fuzzy there. Give me 1 second, amigo.
Normally look like that, mate.
There you go.
Just
Because I need
Colin
a
you
haircut.
refreshed then. What about the rest of us? Are we still all right?
Yeah, you looked all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Swinging Pig says his train was delayed today due to a trampoline on the line. Yeah, that's a bit more difficult than different than Leaves, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, there was a video, wasn't there, of some A road somewhere. There was like a big kid's trampoline rolling around in the wind.
Well,
was on the-
a few years ago, then when there was winds and storms, our kids' trampoline from the back garden ended up in next door's back garden.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did they claim it like salvage? On a ship, they put a rope on it and claim it as theirs. Yeah.
No, we have managed to lose a section of shed roof.
Mm-hmm.
No idea where it's gone.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
mean,
Never to be seen again. Like you waste your rubbish bin in it. Never see it again.
Oh yeah.
Does that just mean they haven't quite got the hang of stripping the lead off the roof yet? They just take half the roof.
Yeah, probably someone's just nicked the felt.
But we haven't had, considering we've got Storm Birmingham or whatever it is, we've had a little bit of a breeze and it's been sunny with a little bit of a water droplet. And that's it. We've had nothing. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, but
We've had absolutely nothing today.
Yeah.
We're in the special protected area, clearly. We never get snow or anything
That's all
else.
you've been getting in your front room.
Hey, what?
You haven't been outside though. That's been from in your front room, was it? A little
No,
bit.
I
when
did.
you
I
had
did.
a
I had to go and get the bin at one point. It was raining a bit then, but it wasn't stormy. But then we do seem to avoid all the worst weather here, which is quite nice. Thank you very much.
Right, who's in the chat tonight then, Chris? Before it gets
Let
before
me-
the list gets too long.
I shall scroll quickly back to the top, or as far to the how the chat
Yeah,
works.
once
It
again, I
won't
need
ever
to
go
put
to the
on,
beginning.
I need to put on live. I need to put on live chat because I never do that.
Yeah, it's got to be live chat, obviously.
Gentlemen, make sure your chat is live.
Sorry.
Yes, if you are watching this, even if you're watching the stream, by the way, folks, at the top of chat, there's a little thing that says top chat. Make sure you change that to say live chat. You'll miss half the chat. We forget that every week, and that's why sometimes we miss your comments because we're idiots. But do make sure to change it to the top bit.
We've only been doing this how many years now?
All of them.
I've not figured out what the actual difference is, or why it picks some and not others, and I don't know.
I don't know. Well, top chat is kind of like just highlights, but I don't know why they would want to make that the default. Why would you not
How
want to
do
see
they
all
make
the?
it
Is
highlight?
anything modelling in it?
I don't know. I just don't know why they wouldn't want you to see all the comments.
It's not
It's
like
just-
a Facebook thing where it can get each comment gets a number of likes and it shows the top ones, because there's no
I'd-
way of saying one's better than another.
it's YouTube, isn't it?
Anyway, the first person I see in my chat tonight is Colin at Festa 67's workshop. Now,
Colin.
I'm sure he's not in the chat anymore, but he was
Before,
then.
let me just refresh you again, Chris, because you've all gone a bit chunky. Hang on. Sorry. Yeah, it's the price you pay for using a Hangout.
And I'm back now.
You're back now. There you go.
So Colin is the first one I see in chat. Then we have Paul Horner, Eric Graham, Stu Pot, Skipper Ted's in the chat as well. So everybody's in the chat, but they're not in the chat when we're live.
Yeah, but it was a bit. Yeah, you can't really criticise that because I wasn't at the desk. I was still.
No. So before we go live, it's fine. You can be in chat as much
Yeah,
as you like.
yeah,
It's
it's
only
just
after
being
the
social,
cameras
just
start
being
rolling.
social and keep it up with the fans. You know, that's.
So Eric Graham, Paul Horner saying evening, Ted. Stu Pot also says hi, Ted. Bob says hello. Sergeant Bones and Gemma Williams is in saying evening, everyone. Sprue and Glue, Skullfish. Oh, sorry.
Skullfish.
I almost said it. I actually said it with me words. And
I know. That's just broken it now.
not normal. Then we have Ickle Pete. And other people back in again, same people that I've said already. I'm not going to say them again because otherwise I get confused and I'll just.
Have we ever found out if there's a Big Pete?
Kitchen table modeler?
Oh yeah. Don't know where he does his work. Yeah. Have we ever established if there's a Big Pete?
A big piece of what?
No, we get Equal Pete. Do we get a Big Pete?
No, there's no big Pete. It's only a
Isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's only one Big Pete. That's Big Pete.
yeah, big Pete, mate. I'm in the chat. Look, I said hello, and then everyone said hello to me, which is very polite. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice, isn't it?
Damon Hazel was in saying I finished the HMS Victory. Wants to start about weathering it, and there was a couple of comments made about weathering tiny boats. So that was all in the chat. Matty's Metal Detecting South Wales.
We don't know who he is, where he works, or what he does.
No idea at all.
Nope.
It'd be nice to know these things, but
Yeah.
Nevbo's in, another one of your builders and mods.
Evening, buddy.
Andrew Preston, Edward Leonard, Eric, as already said, Philip Prime, Timber, John Stone, Michael Jackman, Osric's here, Phil Lewis, Bruglu, Gaz, Rob McCluskey.
Just to interrupt you for a second, Chris, Edward Leonard's just said the most impressive thing I've ever seen in an eModels chat, which is, we have cows! Carry on.
Moving on, Anders and Matt Bradford are here. Nat Williamson is also here. We've got Circle Steve, Mark Scope, Sadster. I've seen Stefan last. I don't think I've seen them yet. Devil Dog Cota M79 says audio is fine.
Cool.
So Eugene McGeever, Andy M, LD, Michael Brown, Jamie Bone, Wayne Hayward. I've seen done that. Swigging Pig. Did I say Swigging Pig earlier? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I said it now anyway, so that's
Yep.
okay.
Do we join in?
eModels UK is there. I see
Yay. Who's that then?
Spitty Q8. It all jumped, so I'm right at the bottom now. So if I missed you in the middle, I apologise. Ray from Malta is in.
Hey, right.
Right.
And that
Where's
seems
Ray
to
from?
be everybody that's different. So there we go.
Yeah.
People in the chat are asking how Dad is. I was chatting to him earlier, but I think he's got a bit of the old man flu. So if you're not feeling well, get well soon, Dad.
Yeah, get better soon, buddy.
Yeah.
He's been poorly sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put less tonic with the gin.
Yeah, I think he's wrapped up with a Beecham's and perhaps a brandy. So get well soon, mate.
Yeah,
That'll do it,
pint
yeah.
of brandy fixes everything, at least for a bit.
Yeah, when it says pour a cup of hot water, add the Beecham's. Now forget that. Just put it straight in the brandy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then just add gin.
and then just add gin.
Yeah, we've had some bench and bellies. Kitchen table modeler says belly, salt and chili belly pork. Wait, I'll start that again. Belly, salt and chili belly pork. What? Salt and chili belly pork with egg fried rice. Bench Tamiya 148 P51D. I'll try that again. Salt and chili belly pork. with
There's a
egg
lot
fried
of
rice.
there's a lot of bellies in that, isn't there?
Yeah,
There's
there's
a
a multiple belly.
It's a multiple belly scenario.
Nat Williamson's got takeaway, so garlic bread with cheese and mushroom, and bench still quilting Peter Rabbit.
Yeah,
Jamie Bone says bench FX 172nd Buccaneer belly, a 6-pack of hula hoops.
Anders Ericsson asks about the trampoline that was on the railway line that Swig and Pig had. Anders Ericsson says, was it a tramp on line?
Oh,
Banned.
Yeah.
Nice one.
where are we up to?
Wayne Haywood has got prawn salad, and on the bench a Bandai box scowl. First order TIE fighters.
I thought you said prong salad then. What's a prong salad?
Prawn.
Prawn, you
Prawn,
prawn.
innit? It's a prawn, isn't it?
Is that like O's?
Yeah, Ted thought I said prawn salad, didn't he? Get back to your Amazon list.
David-
woke me up then. Yeah.
David Moore says, when I see you guys, I get flashback to Monty Python's Four Yorkshiremen.
Where are we at?
We're at Stefan last, Ted.
Yeah, Stefan Lass says belly, homemade tuna salad. Tuna salad. Bench, an unimaginable mess.
An unimaginable mess.
Unimaginable mess. Brilliant. That's how benchy should be. Should be clear of everything but the little A4 size cutting mat in the middle where you do all your work.
Oh, yeah. Sprue and Glue says, belly, scrambled eggs on toast, bench, Klingon battle cruiser. Klingon bop.
Yeah, I've been looking at doing the Star Trek, the original series Enterprise with light in it.
Wow. Ted's going sci-fi, folks. This isn't normal.
I just fancy doing that. It just seems quite nice, and there's lots of lighting kits available, so you never know.
Yeah, Donald Mackenzie's got on the belly mints and tatties, and on the bench a Bandai's AT-AT.
I'm going to hazard a guess that Donald Mackenzie is of the Scottish persuasion. If you're saying mince and tatties and his surname's Mackenzie, hey!
Donald, where's my trousers?
Hey! Mince and tatties!
There's a moose about this house.
Jamie Bowen says, just had a beef. Oh, not locked on me. Jamie Bowen says, I've just had a beef and vegetable pasty with chips for my dinner. Oh, yes. Beef's always the right answer, beef.
Phil Lewis says belly salad with assorted meats and pickles. Bench, not very much at all.
Does he really mean meat with some leafy nonsense? Is that what he's actually trying to say?
Salad with assorted meats and pickles just means there was a little bit of salad and lots of meat.
There was meat and some irrelevant stuff.
Yeah.
Irrelevant items. Graham McRobert, Graham McRobert says Ted, a pure malt scotch is better, and Spiddy Q8 says had a massive lasagna and cheesecake. Hopefully not at the same time, Spid. That would be weird even to me. And I've had Marmite and Nutella in the same sandwich. So.
Dave Cardboard says, how do you make a homemade tuna?
Very well, thank you. Who are we up to?
Andy M. Belly, half a meat feast pizza. Bench, half a meat feast pizza. Status quo will not last long, he says.
Excellent.
Philip Prime adds the eModels approved meal of beef stew and dumplings.
Yeah.
And bench is the P51D Buddy Build.
Phil East says toast in the belly and Gene Stealer Cult Sentinel on the bench.
I think Raging Basis has retracted whatever it was he's got on his bench and his belly. It must be top secret stuff.
Yeah. Or he typed in some rude words in the wrong chat, perhaps. This is not one of those channels.
Yeah, that's a problem if you're in two chats at the same time. You could make mistakes.
Yeah, there's the one thing you learn very quickly on Facebook is if you're in a group with a number of people, you can delete comments. If you're in a group chat with one person, you can't delete it. And if you put the thing in the wrong chat, you're screwed.
Yeah.
And if it was meant to go on your Amazon wish list, was it?
Yeah. Eric Graham says, Belly, barbecue chicken pizza, bench still on the Death Watch kill team. Jolly good bit of Warhammer. We like it.
I'm totally lost.
Nevbo has Belly, beans on toast, bench, Tamiya, Toyota, Supra GT.
Finally. Oh, yeah. Today, Sprue Glue says, today I brought some Revell paint. He's quite impressed.
Anders Ericsson says, diet time update. He says, Belly back on the diet. So it's a kebab salad. So it's still a kebab.
I would move the diet day to maybe Tuesday or Friday.
I don't know. I mean, it's not. If you've been dieting during the day today and then you get all the food chat here, then tomorrow you're into eating the food. Whereas if you've got the diet tomorrow, that's after having heard about all the lovely foods tonight.
I've got to be honest though, considering it's a diet day and he's had a kebab salad, going to the local takeaway and getting a big fat filthy kebab is kind of a diet I would take up for. But he said,
a good diet.
Well, he didn't say it was a good kebab. So he said, and some fruit as well. He's got a massive kebab and an apple to counteract it.
Not a whole apple, maybe a grape.
Yeah, maybe a picture of an apple. And he says his bench is an everlasting 1/16 Panzer IV still.
Yeah, he'll go on and on. When you've done that, build a submarine.
He's been doing that longer than I've been doing my Cesabe.
Scooby Ironman has got ginger and lemon chicken belly, and on the bench, he's still on the escort.
Are you on top chat there, Colin? Because you missed a big
I'm
chunk
on
there.
live chat, mate.
You missed a big chunk there.
Have I?
Yeah. David Moore says belly, piri piri chicken. You see why I got it wrong. Piri piri chicken. Derby's on bet. Wait, hang on. Start again. Moment. David Moore says belly, piri piri chicken derbies on the bench. Sister's cat giving me evil after he nicked some. His cat's nicked some spicy chicken and now going, oh, what was that? What was that?
Ross Medlock says, hi all, belly, popcorn, chicken and fries, whiskey chaser, bench 1/400th Hella Hood.
Yeah, that hood's not
a boat type thing, isn't it?
I don't hold that much hope for the 1/400 scale hood if he's on the whiskey chase.
I'd be concentrating on the popcorn chicken with the whiskey chasers and put the hood away for now.
Yeah, spoilers, it does not supposed to have wheels.
Michael Jackman, belly's got a piece of toast, not feeling too good, and bench 2 Sea King Hellos.
Well, if you had 2 Sea King Hellos on the bench, I wouldn't be feeling very good either.
Let's have a look. Osric says belly, tuna and pasta, bench various things I forget.
Yeah, under all the rubbish. Just like a desk of work, really, isn't it? Where did you put that file?
Nevbo's off. He's got to go and pick up Mrs. Nevbo from the train station. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Yeah, unless there's a trampoline on the line, she could be late. Where we are?
Tiger Tank 2 says belly, potato soup with bacon and cheese. Bench vacant.
I've got to be honest, like that soup sounds it sounds really simple, but it also sounds really wholesome for a winter's day. It's that kind of soup.
Yeah, I think that's a measure of when winter's really over, isn't it? When the wife puts a casserole dish back in the cupboard.
Yeah, but things like potato soup, it just really, you can just imagine it being really chunky and wholesome and nice on a cold winter's day. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did that yesterday. I took a stew with me I went fell walking yesterday. Really threw it down, a blowing gale right on the top, and then it just cleared. But so we sat down and had lunch of potatoes and stew and things, all nicely hot in my flask. It was gorgeous. Yeah.
Clark is in. He says, "Evening all. Sorry I'm late. I've got a note from your mum." And Tiger Tank 2 says, "Easy to make it in a crock pot."
Phil Lewis is asking everyone to hit the like button.
Yep. Yeah. If you want to really help eModels and their channel, don't forget, hit the like button. Every time eModels put a video up, hit the like button because it helps their videos in the listings when somebody does a search. Make sure to subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, do subscribe. It costs you nothing and it really helps us out. And don't forget, of course, to hit the notification bell. Hover over the button, keep it clicked in, and select all. And that way you'll always get notified when eModels posts up a new video or a live stream.
Yeah, I found that when I first joined the community and things like that. Subscribe. I thought, well, how much is that going to cost?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Why do they call it subscribe? But
Because you're subscribed to the channel.
yeah, but that means that you're paying something towards it.
No, not necessarily. No.
There are memberships, but that's separate.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was like a Sky subscription at first when I started doing YouTube. I'm like, oh.
Viewers, this is old people on the internet. Just let them
Yeah,
carry on
it's
and
all
we'll
this
move on.
wonderful technology and tomfoolery. It's
Yeah, one of them's probably got a cup that says you don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps.
Right, where are we up to? Yeah.
Phil Lewis is saying apparently 2 people didn't eat today and hit the dislike button instead.
Nah, well.
Anders says you're paying with your attention. Ted.
Yeah.
That could be. That's a good point.
You're paying in your time and effort of watching things.
Mhm.
Yeah. So does it count when you're watching at work and you're watching in no time?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's all right.
Not that you watch at work, though, Ted, do you at all?
No. I was just asking for a friend. That was
Yeah.
all.
Purely hypothetical.
Yeah. Right. What else is it? What else are we on to?
I think we're done, aren't we? That's it. We're done now.
That's
Thanks for
it.
coming.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, folks. See you all next week.
Yeah. I can still see Sarge, by the way.
But where is Sergeant Bones?
Yeah.
He's in the kitchen, isn't he?
Yeah. I didn't eat, but I was the first like. Cheers, Sarge.
Yeah, cheers. Stew and dumplings and a buddying man cave. Stew and dumplings. I think that's building a man cave.
Mhm.
Yeah, building my man cave is still under construction. So
Yep.
Spiddy Q8 saying Sarge didn't eat? ? Are you okay? We are concerned.
Eric's concerned that I'm paying attention. I very rarely pay attention to stuff. I noticed that, but that was only because it just came up in front of my face. I didn't actually,
Chris actually manages to keep track of the chat in this stream because it's literally all we're doing. So, in his own streams, he's like, it's funny when I love it. Chris went.
Pay attention. I don't pay attention to what anyone else is saying in the stream. I just read the chat.
See, I love it. I love it at your streams, Chris, where you say something and then somebody in chat will respond, and within 5 seconds, you're like, "What's that about? I don't know. Did I don't. I've forgotten already."
To be honest, you do the same.
I do, but I don't do it as funnily.
I've learnt from the master.
Oh, right. Well, so what's everybody? Well, we've done belly and bench. So what's everybody building at the moment? And what have you been up to this week since we left you last week? What have you been up to, Chris? What have you? You're not on the screen at the moment.
Very little. I've been continuing my Baneblade build, which is there.
I can see it poking out. I can see it poking out behind the Warhamster.
It's
oh, look at that!
It's huge and white.
Oh, I might just need to stay sat down
I've just
for a
primed
minute.
it all in white, ready to start my orange painting camo thing at some point when I pick up the nerve to do it.
Have you heard how you're going to do it? Are you going to mask? Are you going to freehand?
Yeah, masking is there's a whole thing about digital camo with slap it on one colour. What do I do, Fox?
Oh, hang on, you. It's not working. My buttons have got to sleep.
I'll do it for you. Slap it on.
Thank you. And then you mask it, and then you get the second colour, and you
slap it on.
And then you mask that, and then with your final finish off with your base colour all over the top of everything. Apparently.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I'm just fixing my buttons.
Spid says, Ted, read the comment above. The comment above says, Scale Model Muse saying, okay, I think I'm back. I take it you don't mean that. You probably mean your comment above, do you?
Yeah. Important message from Ted.
There
you go.
All right.
Yeah. My buttons are working again now.
Oh, good man.
Slap it on.
So, anyone else been building anything then?
I've been working on the Sazabi still. You can't really see it, but there's bits, and I've been doing ink outlining, more of ink outlining and stuff. I can hold a bit up for you. I've been doing. You won't really see it on camera because it's too small, but I have been adding lots of ink outlines and cross hatching because I'm doing a comic book style, so not cell shading. So I've got them more. You can't really see on camera, but there's lots more going. It's very, very slow going. It's the kind of thing that you see. It's not hard. It's not difficult. But you really have to go slowly and pay attention and be very slow and careful because you don't want to mess it up because ink's fairly permanent. So you can't do it for long. I'm doing it for like maybe 2 or 3 hours and then I just have to stop and not come back for the rest of the day because you can't sit and concentrate that hard on something for more than a few hours before your brain aches. So it's very slow going at the minute just because I can't sit there and work on it for hours and hours. I've still got miles to go. It's a nightmare, but I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah. As for me, I've dug the excavator back out of storage. So it went into storage for Christmas for I had to clean the bench and things like that. So I've got a bit of a sort of a push to get it finished now. So so we're starting that. So
You haven't finished it yet, then?
Not yet. It's not progressed a lot since the last. Well, it hasn't progressed at all because it's been in the cupboard. There's a bit of a incentive to get it done now. So
we have a request from for you, Ted. Speedy Crate wants you to say the name of that particular aircraft kit manufacturer whose name is very similar to your name but spelt a bit differently.
Yeah, Mark Arsenal wants us. Evening, guys. Ordered the Edward MiG-21 from eModels today. Can't wait to start it. Good luck.
Spid was kind of hoping you would say Edward, like you normally do.
Ordered an Edward.
Is it from the West Country, isn't it?
That's all right, my babber.
Yeah.
Edward.
MiG-21. Yeah, that must be one of the airplane thingies, flighty thing. Yeah, so good. No,
MiG-21's a Russian fighter jet.
Now I know. See, every day is the school day.
There you go.
It's one of them skybound charabangs, Ted.
Yep. Yeah. But thank you very much, Mark Arsenal 1, for your order. Very good of you. Don't forget, of course, just very quickly, I know it's a really obvious thing today to say, but this show is for eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So make sure to go to eModels.co.uk and buy all the things in the world.
Is that the one that if they don't stock it, you don't need it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the one.
And if they don't stock it, you can ask them to stock it.
Yep. That's one thing they do. They don't do duvets, right? They don't do duvets. But what they do. They don't do duvets, but what they do, if you want something and if you really need that specific thing and it's not on the website, it either means it's temporarily out of stock because everybody's bought it, or maybe it's not something they currently stock, but they can probably get it for you from one of the distributors. So if ever, say that again. If ever the wait a minute, let me take a swig of this, not gin.
Edward Leonard says, I was in the other room and I keep hearing my name.
Edward. Yeah, so if there's anything you want and it's not on the website, just either drop them an email or give them a call. There's a contact form on the website as well. Just get in touch and say, hey guys, I'm looking for X. Do you stock it? If you don't, can you get it? Because I've seen them get things in for customers that they don't actually stock. And
they've even had Dora.
Is Dora still in stock?
I don't know.
I'll have a look later when we're doing what's in store or something.
I have a question from Philly for myself. Chris, are you doing a video tutorial on the digital camo? Tutorial might be a push, but I am videoing it, but for my own channel, not for eModels, because it's my build, it's not theirs.
Yeah. Currently, eModels don't have a Bane blade in stock, but if they ever do, I will be all over it like a
might have at some point.
Yeah.
Sprue and Glue says, have the mugs turned up yet, Ted? And Spiddiq8 says, they're all here presenting.
Yeah.
Hey, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah, we'll have a word with Spiddiq8.
Yeah, we haven't heard of any mug arrivals yet, and I haven't got a new one yet, even though my handle's broken off. So,
is that one handle?
Send a stern letter to his mum, Ted.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Take this letter home to your mum and make sure it gets delivered. Yes.
Sprugly Addict says eModels sell the perfect grade Millennium Falcon, don't they? Yes, they do. I just haven't done mine yet. I will get round to it. That's why this is always getting done.
Is that a subtle hint, perhaps? Yeah.
Yes. Why don't Ted and Chris have hats on? Asks Norman Long.
I've got hair.
Because they've got hair.
We've got hair.
But I've got hair, but I wear a hat.
But
you don't like your hair.
Yeah, well, even in this house, even wearing clothes is too hot because we've got the fire and things like that. So
my canister messes with the white balance. So yeah,
we need if Colin didn't wear his hat, then every time he typed while he's in chat when he shouldn't be, the whole screen would go white. We'd all go blind.
Would I do such a thing? I think I've been really good tonight.
So
So
far.
far, it's early days though.
It's probably
Nat-
because
Nat
Chris
does say-
zip-tied my hands together.
Nat says, I can easily imagine Ted in a flat cap.
I've got one. I'll go get it. Hang on. I'll go get
Oh,
it.
yeah, you've done it.
Yeah, we'll do a show in hats. Hang on.
Do a hat show. There you go, Chris. That
Norman
means you've got.
says Ted needs a pirate hat. Should we get him to get one of them when he gets back?
Hang on, Ted's got the absolute ultimate best hat because Ted's got his helmet.
Yeah. Has he
Ted's
got a
got-
beer stalker?
No, but he's got a proper. He's got his X Forces helmet. He's got his police helmet.
Oh, of
That's
course
like
he
the
has,
best.
yeah.
That's the best helmet. That's the best hat there is.
Sergeant Bone says the handle broke, Chris. You dissed me when my mug's handle broke. Glad I won a replacement. Yeah, my the handle sort of, I might have dropped it a little bit and the handle fell off. I takes it back on. It's all fine now. Mostly.
Invisible mending is your skill, clearly. Do you trust it enough to hold it by the handle, though?
No, not when it's full.
No. We
It'd be a waste.
challenge you to hold it by the handle over your head.
It'd be a waste of gin.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh, he's back.
Matt Bradford said Ted needs a U-boat hat.
No, I apologise. I apologise for that. I've left it in the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
But we were just saying, Ted, you actually have the hat that beats all of ours because you've got your old helmet.
Yeah, I've got them all. Yeah.
Yeah, you got your helmet. That
Hats for various occasions and parties.
yes,
Yeah.
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 So we can't compete with your ex-police helmet. So.
Cynical Steve says, if I had the cash and space, I'd buy Dora. And to everyone's horror and disgust, make it into a spaceship.
Yeah,
Good man. I like your thinking.
yeah.
I missed it. Did we find if Dora was in stock then?
Yes,
I haven't looked.
Dora is still in stock, yes.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so there you are. If you want it, you know where it is. Slap it in your basket.
Anders is asking me if it's a Mark IV mug. No, it's the version 2. Version 3 is the one that we're waiting on coming in stock, I think. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still waiting for them. But when they do come in, they will be dispatched.
Right. Are we doing your announcement yet, Ted? Or are we doing that later?
Oh, we can do it later. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of speculation.
Someone did come in and say, have I missed the announcement? But I
Yeah.
can't remember who it was.
No, not missed it
yeah,
yet.
missed it.
Yeah,
do you want me to-
There may be a link in what's in store. There may be something in there. There may
Yeah.
not be. Yeah, you know.
Just very quickly, because if people are wondering what we're talking about, I've got the Dora up, so let me do a very, very quick screen share. Screen share is there, and we'll do that, and we'll share here, and we'll do that. There we go. You should have a. Can you see that? Is that screen sharing? No.
There we go, yes.
There we go.
I can
There
see
we go.
Dora. Yeah,
Yes, the Dora is in stock.
yeah, I've suddenly got a cold shock shiver going down.
You've suddenly sobered up. Just very, very quickly, if you don't know what we're talking about, this is the legendary 135th Sword Art Dora. It's the world's biggest plastic model kit. It's museum quality. The barrel is almost pretty much drain pipe. That's how big it is.
No.
And it is long out of print. So if you do fancy one, if you've been saving up for one, it's impossible to say when eModels will ever get more, or if they'll get one, because they are long out of print. It's whenever one turns up in the market, eModels can scrabble and grab it, then they have one in stock, but they don't make them anymore. So when one does turn up, it's a bit special. So we don't know if they've got 1 or 2 or 5 or 10. They can't have more than really 3 because the warehouse isn't big enough.
Well, there's no room for more than like 2
yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
That's how big it is. There's old John. That's how big it is. Now, it may not come with that specific box because some of the later run ones were just brown boxes. But yeah, if you've ever been wanting one, the world's biggest plastic model kit, and yeah, it's in stock. So if you've been looking to snap it up.
Yeah.
I shall stop screen sharing. There you go.
135th scale, you can make quite a nice diorama with lots of vehicles around it.
Yeah, you'll need a lot of German grey.
Yeah.
But it is in stock, so if you want to pick one up, we don't know how. Quite often when we show it on the show, it does go out of stock quite quickly, believe it or not. So
I think the first time we showed it, wasn't it? We said James messages said, "Do you know that door we had? It's sold."
yeah, the second time we showed it, they actually managed to get hold of 3 of them, and they all sold out before the end of the show. So yeah, they're long out of production. They don't make them anymore. So it might be the last time they ever have one. So if you have been looking to get one. Don't forget, eModels prices are always reduced off RRP, so if you've been looking to get one, get in.
Yeah. Speedy Q8 says, slap one of them on your Warhammer gaming table.
Yeah.
Yeah, claim some points there,
Slap
can't you?
it on.
Best part is trying to watch people get one in their car.
A bit like someone trying to get an enormous U-boat in the back of their Mini.
Yeah.
And then you realise Mini isn't really Mini anymore because it fits perfectly.
It's a bit like the TARDIS is my Mini. The U-boat slid in and just disappeared inside it.
There was a question there that Stefan last asked that is also retracted, but I saw it anyway. And the gist of it I got was what primer's good on a Bandai kit because of the special plastic. Any primer's fine. Any primer that you like to use normally is absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's not primers that can cause problems, is it? It's the thinners and things.
Yeah, he just reposted it. He says, Fox, you mentioned Bandai's plastic is a bit different as I've got one on its way. What primer would you recommend? I have UMP and Mr. Surface 1000. Will they do? Yeah, anything you spray onto the plastic is absolutely fine. So any primer is no problem at all. What you can't do with Bandai plastic is use thinners or solvents, like so washes, anything that's going to be slopping liquid about and possibly getting solvents and thinners into the cracks where there's maybe the plastic isn't protected. So airbrushing, no problem at all. Rattle cans, no problem. Don't worry about that. It's all fine. It's just washes you can't. So you can't do thinned paint washes is what you can't do.
Yeah, so things like your chipping and things like that, your naval weathering colours, which are all enamel based and things like that, because they've got thinners in them.
You can use them, you just can't slop them everywhere. When I do my big Millennium Falcon, I might be doing some oil paint filters, but when you watch me do it, I will be very, very careful to just get the paint on the surface and not around. I'm not going to be putting it on like a wash base. There'll be no sloppy washes. So you can still very carefully do things like enamel paint, weathering, but you've got to be really careful not to get it around any recesses.
So you've got to be careful not to slap it on, is what you've got.
Yeah, what you've got to do is basically not
Slap it on.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that with enamels. And it's oil paint thinners, alcohol thinners, solvents thinners, any kind of thinners. Just don't. If you're going to make a wash, if you need to do washes, use water-based washes or something you can thin with not alcohols or spirits or anything like that. But yeah, spraying stuff doesn't matter because there's no slopping around, so you'd be fine. Just don't use Vallejo primers because they're terrible.
Spidicuate's telling Steve about all the greeblies you could get off of the Dora, and Steve says,
yeah.
I frequently think about that. Then I have to have a lie down until the urge to buy it goes away.
Yeah,
Don't give in to the urge. Buy it.
Yeah, do it.
We want to see what you do with it.
I have seen a photograph of the barrel for that Dora, and it does look just like a giant drain pipe.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I think probably the same photograph you saw. Somebody bought it a while ago. The little daughter had a picture of it. It was just like a drain pipe from outside.
Here's my daughter in the barrel.
Well, you could turn it into a Nerf gun, couldn't you? And fire things
Human
out.
cannonball.
Yeah, you could fire kittens.
What else? People.
Mark Scope says, "Good God, you could shoot rats in the garden with that." And Cynical Steve says, "Now that is some serious Dakar."
Oh yeah. Spidicuate says, if only they'd known that in the world of Gundam. Instead of spec cannons and laser things, they just needed super soakers full of enamel thinner.
Yeah. There you go.
Arms and legs would be falling off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we've got.
Right. Can I do my what's in store now?
Ooh, what's this stuff?
We've got the other announcement.
I was trying to think of the script. Then I was feeling like we'd missed something, and something was missing.
It feels that way, but I don't think we have yet.
No, I've done the factoids.
Yeah.
I had that once, but I took some pills. It cleared them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's have a go at Chris's what's in store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can Fox do his warm up bit first?
Am I doing the warm up? Okay. As always, it's what's in store. We're going to show you a selection of goodies in the store. There is, of course, an theme to all these goodies. And what we're going to do is whoever guesses the theme first will win themselves a mug when they're back in stock. Now, what you're going to do is Chris is going to show you all the things that are in store. He's going to go through them all. We're going to marvel at them and see if you can guess the connection. But don't put your answer in the chat at all until Chris has finished what's in store and he comes back to you and you see his pretty face and he says, go. What's the link? Go. Until he tells you to go, don't post your answer, because if you do, we'll just point at you and laugh, because we're going to ignore anything before he says go. So By this point, though, there is a delay between video and chat, so before we do anything, you need to hit the refresh button on your browser, which is probably up there somewhere, if you're using Chrome like a normal person. Hit the refresh button, and when it's refreshed, make sure to drag the YouTube slider all the way across to the right. So what you need to do is, right now, refresh,
And drag.
refresh,
And drag.
there you go. So you go and do that, and then Chris will waffle for a minute while you do that. So refresh and drag, and I'll hand you over to Christophilus.
And don't forget, if you guess correctly at the end of this, you can win an eModels mug.
An eModels mug.
An eModels
An eModels mug, an eModel. I nearly spilt it
Yeah,
then.
I'm not going to wave mine about because it might fall apart.
Yeah. And don't forget, of course, that we don't know, when we're showing you these things in stock, we don't know how many of each is in stock. So if you fancy any of these items as they come up, there may be one, there may be 30 of them in stock. So what you need to do is...
Slap it in your basket.
Yeah, get it in your basket and check it out straight away. Because if there's one in stock and you put it in your basket and somebody else has the same idea, they can buy it out of your basket. So...
It's not yours till you check it out.
Exactly. So slap it in your basket and check it out. Because we don't know how many they've got. They may have one. They may have 1,000. Pete may have had a bit of a Swifty and ordered like 400 of a kit by mistake one night at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
It happens.
This
So-
is getting far too professional. It's like a well-oiled machine now.
I know.
No,
I know.
Very unnatural.
I think sometimes that decimal point goes in the wrong place. And we still
Yeah.
get 400. Yeah, we still get 400 instead of 40.
Speedy Correct does ask if the theme is famous Bolivian Olympian bronze medalists.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Also, Sprigoranic says, Ted, what's your announcement? You'll have to wait. There might be a link in what's in store.
There might be.
There may not.
Yeah. And we always say you have to watch right till the very end anyway, because you never know when Pete might be watching and drop prizes and all that at the last minute. He might not, but he might be. Anyway, Chris, get on with it.
I shall continue now. Now,
Yeah, we stalled long enough. Chris, over to you.
Over to Chris on the traffic desk.
The theme this week has been a joint effort between me and my wife.
Yes.
She was sitting at home all day today, so I suggested she might want to do something and have a look and come up with a theme. So we came up with a theme together. So it's a combination of the two of us. So that might make it a bit easier or a bit harder depending on which way you look at it. But
Yeah, I think this is just a little ploy for you getting out of doing a what's in store.
there is an element of that.
Yeah,
Well, it's not been at work and
Yeah,
stuff.
some of us spend a week, or hours and days and minutes. and-
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was me until yesterday.
I like the way it went down from a week to minutes, Ted.
Yeah, we all
Some of-
put so much effort into it, don't we?
We
It
all
really
put
is.
so
It's
much work
exciting.
into that 2 minutes before the show, and we go, crap, I haven't done the what's in store.
Right, so I shall share my screen, which is this screen here that I'm using now. Now, the theme this week,
Don't tell them what the theme is.
Eh?
Pike. Don't give them the theme, Pike.
the theme this week is associated with today. Not today, but the date today. I'm looking at the camera. You can't see me anymore. It doesn't matter if I look at the camera or not.
Yeah, does not.
Yes. So to help you with tonight's theme, it's an event that happened on this day in history, sort of like a Festus factoid, but different.
The 13th of January.
And I will need there's 3 words that will sort of sum up that you know the theme. So I'll need at least the 3 words that I'm thinking about in the description, unless nobody gets it, in which case I'll go for someone that gets close. So
And
But
can I just
that's
point
like-
out that I haven't guessed what the theme is yet because I couldn't figure it out.
no. I did provide the items to the team here, and none of them got it yet.
Yeah, we see them in
that's
advance.
3 reprobates out, doesn't it?
I
Yeah.
do have great hope and respect that you people in the chat are more intelligent than the eModels team,
I think it's kind of fair.
and you'll be able to get it.
I think
So-
I think that's a given. That
taken as read, that
Yeah,
one,
it's
isn't it?
not likely that they're not, is it? Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, we have the Italeri 124 Ford Transit Mark II. Now, Fox knows about this one.
I like the way it just leaves it to me. Yes, it's a brilliant kit. I built one for eModels. There is a playlist on the eModels YouTube channel when you finish watching this. Feel free to go and watch it. Everything on there is in a playlist because I spent a long time putting stuff in playlists. I did a little silly build of this. It's a brilliant little kit. It's a very old kit. It's a reissue. But it's dead simple. It's a dead simple kit. It's got a lovely little interior and it's fantastic for practicing your weathering and everything else. I think it's awesome that it's got the decals to make it look like a British Gas van from the 1980s. Although it's got British Gas markings and then license plates from all over Europe, which is weird. But I think it's brilliant they've done that. I did check because I'm a bit of a font nerd, and I did check all the graphics for British Gas, and they are accurate. They've used the right font and everything. So it's got real rubber tires. It's a dead simple build. It's a beautiful molding, and it's actually great, good fun. It's a perfect weathering machine. I've seen people. I did mine as like just a silly knackered old van. I've seen Colin did one with transfers all over it. He made his own decals. I've seen somebody carve out a hole in the middle to make it into like a mobile burger van. There's so much potential because there's nothing that goes in the back. It's an empty flatbed in the back. So
Yeah,
a lot
I
of potential
did
with
mine
this.
as a mobile modelling studio.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
that was the one. But
Building
yeah,
the transit in the transit.
because you've got like a bit of inception going on. So there's a lot of fun to be had. It's a really, really simple build, and it's absolutely ripe for weathering and rust and everything. Because knackered old transit is, it should just say knackered old transit.
Yeah,
So
I think they were delivered to the dealer, Rusty.
yeah, they were always Friday night vans. But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant model kit. It's fantastic fun, dead simple. You'll build it in a weekend. You can have a lot of fun painting it. It's lovely, crisp details, proper rubber tires. But yeah, you'll have a lot of fun with this for just the simple price of $26.99. You can make a great diorama and all kind of fun with that. And it's a nice shot. I like the old transits.
And the important
Mark
thing
IIs.
as well is you did do shark mouth.
I did put a shark mouth on it. I did, although I did a bit of a bad job of it. I could do better next time. But
And back to Chris.
There we
Yes.
go. Right. And I wonder if I can get to talk about the next one.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the HAT 172nd
HAT.
Napoleonic Spanish Line Infantry, a plastic model toy soldier.
Now, I was looking up HAT industry, because there's no information on this. We have featured them a few times. And they specialise in 1/72nd scale figures. And you might wonder, and they've got lots of contemporary army figures and Napoleonic and musket era and pre-muskets and stuff. And you might wonder why they do that. And it's actually quite a thing they do for the tabletop gaming community, for the war gamers out there. Because not everybody plays Warhammer or other stuff. Some people actually play proper traditional tabletop wargaming. And these are collections of usually between 36 and these are 48. Beautiful little miniatures, plastic miniatures. The one thing I found out about HAT industry is that sometimes they have silly artwork on the front. There was one of Napoleonic riflemen, but the dude on the front was painted like a Gundam.
Huh.
Another one had a Spanish infantry rifleman painted in Picasso style. So it seems that sometimes their box art is a bit weird and silly and fun.
I mean, if that is box art of a 1/72nd scale figure, then that's exceptional. That's
just a painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do. That's what they I went through the website. They've got billions of them. They specialise in some other stuff as well, but mostly 1/72nd scale wargaming troops. So they are great fun. They're very detailed and quite pleasant. So do go and have a look.
Yeah, I mean, 48 figures for £6.12p. You can't go wrong, can you?
No, you can't. Especially if you want to make like a diorama or something like that. They're brilliant. They're nice little details. You can snip the stands off or cover the stands up. But yeah, if you want to get into tabletop wargaming, because a lot of people do, it's not all Warhammer and Malifaux and all that kind of stuff.
Tabletop wargaming was quite the predecessor of Warhammer and things like that. It's been going on for years and years, hasn't it?
Tabletop wargaming, yeah, it's still actually quite popular and it's been around for
recreating the Battle of Waterloo and things like that, and see if the other side win and things like that.
Oh yeah,
you've got a spare room, you could have it all laid out and a big map in the middle of it, and yeah. So that's that. Napoleonic Spanish Line Infantry. The third item today is the Tamiya 1/10 Mazda MX-5 ND M05.
Yeah,
I don't know what any of those numbers mean. It's a little sports car-y thing.
It is a remote control on this as well, isn't it?
I'm going to say that is going to be an RC kit.
It is,
at that price, yes. RC assembly kit, 4th generation of the Mazda MX-5, also known as the Roadster in Japan. And
is it not called the Roadster over here?
It was the MX-5 over here. It was the Miata in the States and the Roadster in Japan. Because my brother lives in the US and he got one, but it was a Miata. It's the modern body shell. I do like the body shell on that. Often it was voted from the original inception of the MX-5/Miata/Roadster. They were supposed to be like one of the best, funnest small roadsters around. They nailed it right with the original. I always kind of fancied one of the original ones.
Yeah, I know there's been a few changes of shape, hasn't there? In that, so yeah, I'm sure the petrol heads in chat will know more about it than we do. But
does it come with that engine where we all snigger when everyone says it?
Oh yeah, the rotary one perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know. I know.
We're
Yes.
doing it now.
The rotary engine, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but that's a remote control kit. So not only do you get a beautiful looking vehicle, it's also
Yeah,
got a bit of
it
engine to it.
doesn't say. I would expect it doesn't come with the controller thing, but
No, I usually find that most RC kits will just come with as a rolling chassis with the engine and with the motor and such in them, because you normally would have your handset and your servos and your battery
I was
for
going
it.
to say car kit, so I would assume that that's just the car side of things rather than
Yeah.
anything
But
else.
eModels are RC specialists. So if you have any questions, if you fancy this, but you want to know if you get controllers and what kind of, just give them a call or drop them an email. They'll be happy to give you all the information. I know nothing about remote control kits, but the guys are actually specialists. They do stock a lot of remote control and drones and stuff like that. So if you've got any questions, just ask them.
Right, next up, fourth is the Italeri 172nd Stalingrad Siege from 1942. It's a battle set, so you get lots of stuff in this. This is chock full of stuff.
It's just a bit like the Airfix D-Day set that you used to have when you were a kid. And you have to
but I like the fact in this you get the laser cut MDF buildings, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, there's some sort of whatever,
Fascinating.
as well as a load of tanks, a gun, 48 figures of that, 50 German figures, now the accessories.
Now the thing is, technically, you might look at this and think, well, it's a bit silly, isn't it? But if you look at this isn't really, apart from the fact it's 1/72nd scale, it's not different from, say, a Games Workshop start playing Warhammer, where you get 10 bad guys, 10 good guys, and a bit of scenery. It's basically that, but World War II and
is that laser cut?
Yeah, laser cut board. So you could look at this as a nice diorama, or you could actually make up your own rules, and it's basically a tabletop game in a box.
And it's in it to play something.
And you could put a load of Napoleonic Spanish riflemen from Hat Industry in there.
Yeah, or you could just keep it in a biscuit tin and fetch it out and play on the carpet with it.
Yeah. So because I was looking at this and I suddenly twigged, I thought this is basically a Games Workshop Soul Wars or Dark Vengeance set in 1/72nd scale. You've got good guys, bad guys, and terrain. Make up your own rules. So you've got, that's more dudes than you get in a Games Workshop start playing set.
Yeah, well, there's basically 100 guys and load of tanks and stuff as well. So
yeah. So give it a go. Plus strong tanks, Russians versus Germans. Make up your own rules. Get a set of dice. You can start your own. Again, it's kind of catering to the tabletop wargaming side, and a lot of people think of tabletop wargaming as Napoleonic and people on horses. How very boring! But no, you've got World War II.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm just going back. I'm just reliving my youth in my head. With,
what were you in Stalingrad?
playing these sort of games sets on the carpet with cushions and sort of mountains and.
We used to get like 3 packs of the Airfix 1/76 scale wibbly wobbly vinyl figures. Put them on the floor, and there was a marble.
Yeah.
There'd be a marble, and that would be the artillery.
That was it. You have the Germans, the Japanese infantry, the 8th Army, and I don't think there was Americans, was there? Oh, you didn't.
It was always Germans and commandos. The only ones I ever saw was Germans and commandos.
Germans and commandos and the 8th Army. Yeah, that was.
Okay, and the pontoon bridge set, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the pontoon bridge. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at any British 1980s or 1970s movie or TV spaceship, you will see bits of the Airfix pontoon bridge set.
I've still got an Airfix pontoon set just up there.
Yep, like look at anything from Blake 7, Space 1999. Well, maybe not. Yeah, Space 1999. Any Doctor Who, anything, you'll see the crisscross sides of the pontoon bridge.
Thunderbird 2, when it takes off the sides pontoon.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, great this. Plus, it's like you get a game out of it as well. Does it actually say if it comes with anything to play a game, or does it say in the blurb? I guess it doesn't.
Say it's
historical
just about
stuff.
Stalingrad and 1942 and what's that? No, painting guide.
Yeah,
I think it's designed as a it says battle set, but I think that's just sort of to make a big diorama. But obviously,
Yeah.
you can do what you like with it. As you say.
Exactly. But yeah, that's a gameplay set to me.
Yep. Right, next up, penultimate item this evening is the Mirror Models 135th CMP F15A Ford water truck. 4x4, cab 13. I don't know what most of those numbers mean. I know 4x4. I don't know what cab 13 would mean. I take it as a variety of the cab, but
This is Ted's territory now.
it's a precision plastic model from Mirror Models.
Yeah, a lot of this type of vehicle was around for the Normandy landings. You usually see them on video footage, newsreel footage of the time, especially.
That's a quad, isn't it? That front, that cab part.
It's definitely, it's very boxy. It's very.
I love it. I love that. That's a great design.
Yeah.
Typical British World War II truck. I love it.
Detail, suspension and under chassis, accurate interior and engine, advanced slide molding technology.
Yeah. Often a lot of these type of vehicles get forgotten about when it comes to modelling because everybody wants to build tanks and jeeps and things like that. But it's really the ancillary type vehicles that sort of kept the tanks and jeeps rolling.
See, I'm looking at that now, and I'm thinking I wouldn't build it as military. I would build it as it's been left behind at the end of the war in somewhere like, I don't know, Singapore or wherever we were, and it's been left behind, and now it's in civilian use, and somebody's got it, and it's a water truck delivering water, but it's chipped and rusted, and it's been painted bright blue, and it's now got the original, and that kind of thing that you see,
like a jeepney or something like that. Yeah.
That is exactly what happened to a lot of this stuff. It was just abandoned at the end of the war or sold off and just came into civilian use.
So imagine the fun you could have. Like it's 10 years after World War II, and somebody's been driving around delivering water to the villages in that, and it's old, it's knackered, it's rusted, it's filthy. You could have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities.
There's another manufacturer that is not well known. Mirror
Models. They're pretty good.
So 12 plastic sprues and 1 clear plastic sprue. So there's a lot of bits in there.
That's a lot, yeah.
Wow. They're highly detailed as well. It's quite good stuff, Mirror Models. I've had a look at some of the Scammell Pioneers and things. Some of they do some American wrecking stuff as well. Wrecking vehicles, and it is good. It's pretty good. And what's that? 37 quid, 38 quid. Yeah,
absolutely.
Michael Jackerman's saying, Ted, that you could do it as the water tanker from the Day the Earth Caught Fire film.
Yeah,
no, it's good call, mate.
The chat's going back a bit to the plastic army shooting men. That sentence doesn't even make sense. That's not even real words. Dave, I've lost it now. Dave Cardboard says, me and our kid used to fight with elastic bands.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, elastic bands and rolled up pieces of paper.
Yep.
No, humans were injured during the hostilities in our house. My mum wouldn't allow it before tea time.
Speedy Curate says, now there's a business idea catering for the tabletop wargamers, mobile pizza delivery to shops and gaming rooms.
I think they already do that.
Yeah, a lot of places that sell tabletop gaming stuff, they probably don't want to add to the strange smells that are already in there with more with pizza smells.
Right, the last one tonight, the one that's going to give it away to everybody. Everybody obviously knows the thing.
I don't know any.
There we go. We have the ICM. I was going to say ICBM, but no, that's different. ICM 124th Henry Ford and Co. 3 figures. Plastic model figures. I don't know which one. I assume the one on the left is not going to be Ford, is it?
No, that's Anna Chap and building chap.
I don't know. The one on the left could be Henry Ford saying, "Look what I built." Oh, yes, very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it might be. He might have been very hands-on. I don't know.
Henry Ford used to wear glasses just like Ted's.
Henry Ford is Ted. Ted is Henry Ford. You never see them in the room together, do you?
You don't see them in the same room together, no, exactly.
No. Henry Ford and Co. So who's and Co?
Well,
don't know.
I
have you actually
never seen any pictures of Henry Ford? He could be any one of them.
Is there anything in the description that might elucidate? No, it'll say on the box.
Ford and Co. 3 figures.
Well, it's a kit then where you can choose who's Henry Ford.
Yeah. Now we have started. It's quite nice that we seem to regularly feature ICM kits because they do. We have heard tell they do some very good figures. They do specialise in figures, especially niche things like here's a model of Henry Ford. Okay.
It's just that quirkiness about it, isn't it? Because it's not
Yeah.
the norm, is it?
Yeah, like the Canadian Mounted with the puppy dog, or the copper with the other puppy dog that looked like a very small horse, or Henry Ford. I have a small horse.
Not Harold Ike the Wonder Horse, then.
Yeah, overalls is and brown suits is co, says Spid.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
Right, so I shall nip through them all again quickly to give you the last chance to put your answers in the text, but don't press return yet. Don't send it yet until I'm back on screen and say go. Not yet.
Yeah, it's got me beat. I can't.
So we have the Italy 124th Ford Transit, the Hat 172nd Napoleonic Spanish Line Infantry
Hat.
Soldier,
Hat.
Tamiya's 110th Mazda MX-5, the Italy 172nd Stalingrad Siege from 1942, Mirror Models 135th Ford Water Truck, and the ICM 124th Henry Ford and Co.
Henry.
And let me stop sharing the screen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get into Gemma's mindset here. Just trying.
I shall return. I won't keep anybody in suspense much longer. So when you know the answer, just type it in and press send. Go.
Go.
For it. Put
Now
your answers
you.
in now.
Now it's down to Chris because I've got none of us have got any idea.
There we go. Phil East is in there straight away.
Really?
Henry Ford patented the plastic car.
Is that it? Because I looked it up and I was like, because I came across that fact and I'm like, I don't see how they all fit in that.
They all fit in that. What's wrong with that?
Okay. You're going to need to explain it.
I'll go back through them.
Some of them are really obvious.
Congratulations, Phil. Send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk, and at some point when the cups come back in stock, the mugs, you will get one sent out.
eModels mug.
eModels mug. eModels mug. Yes, they are still out of stock at the minute. They're having more printed up.
Share my screen once again and nip through. And
explain yourself, young man.
Phil East can tell everybody in the chat exactly what how each one fits in.
Yeah, we'll just listen to Phil for a minute.
I mean, that one is obvious.
Ford.
That's obvious.
Because it's a Ford.
Yeah, some of them are kind of obvious because they're Fords.
Yeah. I mean, that one is also kind of obvious because it's Ford.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that one is Ford.
It's Ford, yeah.
So you were halfway there already, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that one is pretty obvious because it was in 1942 that he put in the patent for the plastic car.
Really? Okay, I didn't read that far down.
I thought everybody knew that. And
no.
That one, it's a car.
Oh, that's the... oh, that's tenuous.
And that one is plastic.
What? We're getting really tenuous links now.
That's thinner than one of my connections.
This one is relevant because it's in stock.
I thought mine was bad last week, but Gemma, Gemma, you're listening. Yeah.
Wow. It's fine. That's
okay. It was good.
I thought you was going to do Alan Sugar then, Ted. You're fired.
You're fired.
Look, I'm just looking through the comments there, and lots of people have got it right.
I mean, I did think that when I was trying to figure it out. I was like, well, it's the most obvious thing is the Ford plastic car, but I didn't get the 1942 or the other ones. But thank you very much, Gemma.
The words I was looking for were obviously Ford, plastic, and car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think Gemma did a very good job, so thank you very much. She can come back and do more of them.
Yeah, so did he sell it with a bottle of glue? Did you have to put it together yourself? Did it come on sprues or anything like that?
Yeah, a big bottle of extra thin.
Well, I think they tried Bakelite cars before plastic, but they weren't as successful. They're kind of very heavy and shattered a lot. Nobody wanted to drive around in a massive telephone, basically.
Oh, Bakelite, it's horrible. It's horrible stuff when it catches fire. It stinks.
Yeah. I try not to burn my telephones, though, Ted, so...
Wayne Haywood says a version of the MX-5 was also badged as the Ford Capri in Australia.
Really? Hang on, so a Mazda was rebadged as a Ford and also called the Capri. That makes no sense.
No, it didn't even look like a Capri.
It's not a Ford and it's not a Capri. That's like saying the Yamaha 550 motorbike was labelled as the USS Constitution in Spain. What? That makes no sense. Well, thank you very much, Gemma. That was brilliant.
Yeah, thank you, Gemma. Yeah.
Yep.
You must. Yeah. No.
You can do more. It seems that your choices are as arcane as Chris's, so you can do more if you wish to. You're allowed to.
Right.
Whose turn is it next week? I got confused. I didn't know it was mine this week.
Foxes.
No, it's not mine. Because I'll tell you for why. Because I did the one before Christmas, and then according to Colin himself, after me comes Colin, then Ted.
Yeah, but that
then
will
Chris.
get mixed up now.
I don't know. So after
I
me,
think
it
it's new
should.
year, new order.
After me, it was Ted. So who did Colin's? So this week should have been between you and Colin. So it's Colin next week.
Hey, mate, I don't mind, but
Yep, Colin next week.
I still think he's pulling a flanker, don't you, Chris?
I think it's been a long time.
But you see, Colin's still the new guy, so he's also young and fresh and excited and
Malleable.
Yeah, right. I'm nearly as old as you, mate.
Malleable.
Just wait till you've been doing 12 months of what's in store. You think, oh no, it's my turn.
Hey, mate, I've already got one in the can anyway.
Yeah.
Philly says that was a great what's in store in my unbiased opinion. Well played, Chris and Gemma.
We have a question from Graham McRobert. He says, how do you resize a sheet of decals to a different scale? Now, it's going to sound really easy, but it's not actually easy to do. But it's kind of dead logical. You need to work out how big a certain size is in the scale it's printed in. So if you've got a decal, say a marking on a sheet of decals, and your scale is 1/50th scale, and you want to make it, say, 100th scale, it's going to be half the size because you have to work out the size. How can you explain this? It's kind of logical but hard to explain. You need to find a unit of measurement that applies to the decal. So if you see a decal that is in real life would be a foot long, and you want to make it whatever scale the decal sheet is in, you want to make it 1/32nd scale, you would need to make it if the real life one is a foot long, you'd need to make the decal a 32nd of a foot. So you'd need to use reference materials to work out how big something is on the actual decals you've got. It's a nightmare to explain, but it's logical in my brain, if you know what I mean.
I'd Google it because I think it's involving maths.
Yeah, in theory, multiply it up to make it real scale, real size, and then take it back down to whatever scale you need it to be.
Yeah. You multiply it by 12 and divide it by the scale number you're after, something like that.
I don't
If
know.
it was 12 to begin with.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit more complex than just slamming it on the photocopier and times 10% or something like that.
I mean, you're going to need things like Photoshop and a way to scan the decals in and everything else, but the logistics of it is you need to work out a standard candle, if you know what I mean. If you're making a model where there was a mark, say it was the side of a ship and there was a marking that was a foot between each marking in real life, or let's say a meter between each marking, you're golden, because then you know that in real life that gap between two markings is a meter, so then you have to scale it up or down depending on what you want to do. It's kind of really hard to. It's a bit like explaining how to tie your laces.
Eric Graham says Chris looks like he's about half asleep listening to Foxx, but there's one important thing there. I wasn't listening.
I need to I do need to refresh actually.
On it, because you could just do a Google how to calculate scale.
Yeah, let me just refresh you guys quickly. Hang on.
We're talking about
There you go.
physics.
It is difficult if you don't have any size reference on the original decals, though. If it's, say, an aircraft and there's nothing on there that you can say that is 5 feet long or 6 meters long or something, that's where it gets a bit tricky.
There are apps out there which are scale calculators, aren't there?
Yeah. But it's if you've got, say, if your sheet of decals is just a load of, say, roundels, you don't know how, but you don't have anything to say how the actual diameter of that roundel or how wide it should be in real life. You've just got a load, you don't know what size it should be.
Just
so
make it look right.
Yeah, I would. The only other thing I can think of is if you've got scanners and printers, I would scan the decal sheet in, do a very quick rough print at a rough guess size you think is about right, and then cut that out and stick it on the model and put it on the model and see if it looks about right. And if it's too big or too small, do it by eye basically if there's nothing to physically measure.
Oh, right. I'm glad you picked that question up, Foxx, because I just wouldn't have a clue.
Fox, can we get Magnus Pike to explain it? You need science.
Sprue glue addict saying, "Hello, Colin. Hello, mate. I didn't type it in the chat. I used
Good girl.
Use his words.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just going back there, Mark Scope says Ted's announcement. The suspense is killing me. Well, yeah,
I'll tell you what we could do before that, mate.
mm,
We could do a giveaway.
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've locked it on Colin, so we have to do the giveaway now.
Yeah.
Let's
Why
do
not?
a giveaway. Yeah, we're pleased to announce this week we have a giveaway.
Yay,
Yeah,
woo.
I'm just clicking the share screen button as we speak, peeps. So bear with me.
Sharing
What?
the screen, sharing the screen, sharing the screen,
We
sharing the
have
screen.
screen.
Boom.
a giveaway kind
Yay.
from eModels this week, and it is the Tacom 135th M3 Grant CDL British medium tank.
Yes. Now we've had lots of jokes. We've been talking about how you can tell it's British because it looks rubbish. As in, not the model, but the tank. It's got loads of rivets and it's got a cocked beret for a top of a turret, so you can tell it's British. It looks like it was designed in a shed.
Yeah, there's pretty much the information is the same as the description. M3 Grant CDL British medium tank, canal defence, a light armoured with a searchlight.
It's not easy to tell from the photograph, but there's basically a ginormous searchlight on the front.
Yeah. So
Or
that's
Las Gun, as
confirmed
the Imperial Guard would call it.
Is that instead of a big gun?
Yeah, it's basically Warhammer Imperial Guard, but
Yeah, Anders Ericsson said it looks like a lighthouse.
You just
Yeah.
blind the enemy.
Isn't that the gun you keep saying you want to play with in first-person shooters, Fox?
what, a ginormous light?
No, the M3 Grant.
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of the M1 Garand. Or Garand.
The Germans had Dora and we had a torch.
We had a torch.
So have we thought of a question?
No.
I think as it's a British tank, we should have comments or trivia about tea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How very civilized.
Yeah.
A very, very, very British question. Very, very, very British.
I mean, I would have thought you would have said gin, being even more British tradition. But
A very British question or comment regarding tea when the video goes live on YouTube at the end of the show.
More tea, Vicar.
yeah. So wait till the show's finished. Stick a comment on the video. Give it 5 or 10 minutes because it'll be a normal video. Next Monday we will pull a comment at random to be the winner. Make sure you keep it family friendly. This is a family friendly show, not for kids, but it's family friendly. And we will pull one at random.
Yeah.
Comment, that is.
Cool. Yeah, lots of comments coming in about the tank. Lord Barkley says, "What size batteries does it take for the big light?"
David Moores has put T42.
Oh,
And then also puts 2 for tea.
Yeah.
it's not a Grant. It's grey, Earl Grey.
Yeah,
Stefan
it's
Lars
not
says 2 times more shine.
Yeah, it's not Dunkelgelm, it's great.
Yep. Tea flavoured gin by Ted, says Stuart Hislop.
Yeah, GMT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been quietly eating chocolates tonight. Gin and tonic chocolates.
Yeah, we reckon
That
it's been around
sounds
with
like
a
an empty
syringe.
box now.
Yeah, that
Empty.
Yeah, the box is empty now.
that box wasn't empty when we started the. Ted came into the pre-show about 10 minutes early, 10 minutes before it live, and that was not an empty box.
I've just been waiting. Get to watch your stock. Get to watch your stock. Get off a chocolate. Get off a chocolate.
Yeah, but Ted, they can still see you.
Flanker's saying, where do we comment? Nowhere yet. After the video's finished and it's rendered and it's just a normal video on YouTube, like last week is available there to watch again.
Go over to YouTube. It'll be there a couple of minutes after we've finished. It'll render itself up, and then you can put a comment.
Yeah, just go to the eModels YouTube homepage. Right now, you can't comment on this because it's still a live stream. Don't put it in chat because that goes away.
Yeah, that's what I said when it once the show's gone live on the YouTubes.
Yep.
Comment underneath.
Sprue Blue says, Ted, what's your announcement? The suspension is killing me.
I'm
So
not
we'll do that later. Might do it next week.
Yeah, I think.
Before we do that, I'll just double check Skype in case Pete Mate's been in touch.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. Should we do the announcement next week?
Yeah, I don't think they're ready for it, Ted. I don't think they're ready.
I think people might be banging their keyboards and calling you strange adult names now.
Well, I'm afraid to report that we have no communications from the governor, so there could be no more fluff, I'm afraid.
Right. Right. But before you look it up, Beaded, I'll just get everything ready.
Do we give you an intro, a drum roll, or a jingle?
I think we give him our commiserations.
Yeah.
Our sympathy, I think.
Right then. Right. Yeah. Right. I'll go across, and if you
It's
look
locked on. It's locked on you, Tedward.
right, I shall share the screen and press my entire screen.
Stream
Andrew
ends.
says, "Is it a new chicken?"
Graham says, "Hurry up! I'm thirsty for a beer."
Right, and the announcement that we've got this week is that new in stock, or will be coming in stock very shortly, is
Chris. No, wait. Oh, he's gone.
He's pressed
He
the wrong
pressed the
button.
wrong
He's done
button.
a
He
Ted
pressed.
Wilson.
the wrong
Had a bit of time. Scooby's asking. No interest, in fact. I did that quite early in the show, my friend.
Can I just say we did not plan that at all?
didn't.
That
We
really,
don't
truly,
plan
I
anything.
didn't think he'd press the wrong. But we'll just give him a minute
Ted
to
has
come back
done a
in.
Ted.
Ted's
Oh,
so impressed with his announcement
let me
that
just-
he's run away.
Oh, let me have a look in the Facebook
Yeah,
chat.
we'll do a jingle, jingle.
Ted, what are you doing?
Yeah. He's now gone. Oh no!
This drum roll
He's
taking
like,
a long
oh,
time.
hang on.
Should we tell him that we've announced it while he was gone?
Oh mate.
Right, I've put a thing in Facebook so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. We're super profesh here, aren't we, mate?
that
Here he is. Yeah.
was very professional, wasn't it?
You
Hello,
don't
Ted.
tell him.
Yeah.
What were you
did the
doing?
announcement while you were gone, Ted.
Right, I'll have to try and do this the other way around now because I've got everything mixed up now.
Clearly, that was a very well packed box of gin and tonic chocolates.
Yeah, I just like to build up suspense a bit more. Right.
Yeah, the announcement is that Ted is filling up some vacancies in the royal family.
Yeah, Lord Bartley the third's going. This will make the blooper roll.
Yeah, David.
Hang on,
right.
we don't have a
Falling
blooper
into the
roll.
water.
We don't have a blooper roll. There's just a show.
But this time I will share the screen then. As I was saying, this week the eModels announced that something is coming into stock in the next few weeks, which is
Here we go. Stand by.
this. Well,
We
can
did
you
it.
see
He did
that
it.
now?
We can see it now, Ted.
You can see it now. Yes, eModels have announced that soon to be released from Trumpeter itself is the Titanic, and these guys will have this in stock in the next 2 weeks.
Yep. If you
When-
pre-ordered it, it'll just
If
be
you
sent to you.
pre-ordered it, it will be shipped out at the same day.
Good pun.
Yes, shipped out. Yeah, I didn't realise I did that. Yeah.
No, we didn't eat them till you did it.
Right. Now you can see the fantastic detail in this ship. We've been waiting for this for a long time. A lot of people out there. Trumpeter had announced that they were going to release it last year, I think, before Telford, but there were so many mistakes with the kit that they took it back to
They
the
did some-
factory.
They gave out some test shots, didn't they, to builders to try out, and they were like, "Oh, this isn't. Oh, that's not."
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is not right. They've liaised with a lot of experts and the Titanic Museum themselves, and they've eventually. It's not perfect, but it's as right as they can make it for the
Mark Scope says the Titanic Preservation Society worked with Trumpeter on it.
Yeah. So
It's hailed as the most accurate reproduction of the Titanic ever made.
and it's-
Someone, Mark Scope says the Titanic Preservation Society worked with Trumpeter to build it.
I literally just said that.
yeah.
I know. I'm waiting for Colin to say it now.
We know you don't pay attention.
One thing about the Titanic Preservation Society, they're not doing very well, are they?
No, they didn't fulfil their remit, did they?
Does it come with a 1/200 scale iceberg?
Yeah, I think they could have chosen a better name than the Titanic Preservation Society.
Yes.
But never mind. Yeah, it's at a great price at $359.99. I think there's 40. Yeah, there's 40 quid off that price.
How big is it, Ted?
And
How big is it?
Pete does tell us that apparently these eModels will be the first in the country to receive a shipment of this. So you could have it first, or slap it in your basket.
Scroll down a bit, Ted. Have we got any information on length and stuff in the bird?
The length is coming in. Let's go down. The scale is 1/200. That we know. The length is 1,347 millimeters, which is
134
meter and a
centimeters.
half.
Yeah.
Meter and a third, yeah.
Yeah, a beam of 144 millimeters. Yeah.
If anyone's built the Revell 172nd 7C U-boat, it's probably slightly bigger than that.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger. It's a one part hull. So
Yes.
when you come with it, it's not like the submarine where you build it all in sections and you can put it all together. Once you open the box, you've got the hull. That's it.
Yeah, it's like hull parts.
Yeah. It's on your desk. It's gonna stay there.
Is beam across the narrow bit?
Yeah, the beam is side to side. That's
Okay.
144 millimeters, 14
that's
centimeters. Yeah,
normally taken at the widest point, isn't it?
About 6 inches.
Yeah.
Roughly. Just quick calculation in my head. Some of the pictures here are with the lightning kit. I think this is the pre-production or the original production hull. Some of this has all been changed.
Yeah,
as well.
you can see that's got a mold. That's got a seam line down the middle. But if you say it's a mono-piece hull now, so
yeah. There's a lighting kit included. One or two people are still saying there are issues with it, but I think for what you get, it's going to be a photo etch builder's nightmare.
Yeah, I think looking at the amount of like photo etch detail on this, if you're the kind of builder that can happily construct this, then a few little bits here and there where you might need to do a little bit of modding is not going to be a challenge for it, especially given all the rigging you're going to have to do on this, all the cables and steel cables and antenna wires and stuff, and all the photo etch. If you're tackling this, you're already kind of you know what you're doing. So there might be some little bits you can tweak, and if it's not perfect, but then you're going to have those skills anyway. This isn't a novice build.
We can see there, compared to on the left hand side there, we can see the U552 in the glass case, and sort of size comparison to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be good. So I'll just stop sharing.
Now, Ted.
Yeah. Stop sharing screen.
Is that the whole announcement?
No, not quite. Because there is another.
Don't leave just yet.
There is another announcement to be made. On what night was it? Friday? Yeah.
I think Friday.
Maybe it was Friday. I was sitting watching the TV and my phone pinged. It was Ted. It was Pete on Skype saying, "Ted, how would you like to build this?" Right, it put me on the spot.
Yeah.
I always said that I didn't want to build it. I didn't have anywhere to put it. But I sort of he twisted me arm a little bit, so I can now announce today that this will be a future eModels build. The Titanic will be being built for eModels.
Yes.
Yeah, I did get the impression in the conversation that you were having with Pete, mate, that he wasn't really listening to what you were saying. He was just saying, "Hey, we've got your next building. It's this."
Did you notice, Ted, how we all had your back and immediately left the conversation?
Oh yeah, I did get the idea that the question marks on the end of his sentences were more just were more just gestures than actual specific question marks.
I think it was a case of, "Ted, how do you like your job?" So yes, he tweeted my arm. It gives me an incentive now to get the digger built and to get the man cave finished. And I've sort of gently brought the news to the wife.
Yeah, the good thing is that you have no choice now but to finish the man cave, because Mrs. Ted is not going to put up with that on the sewing table again.
We have nowhere to live. We've been living in the box that the Titanic came in.
And living in a cardboard box.
Yeah, so that's it.
Again, we had your back when it come to tell Mrs. Ted, because it's like, you're on your own, dude.
You're like, to quote that line from Blazing Saddles, son, you're on your own.
That's that. Volunteer, please. And we all took one step back and left Ted standing.
Oh, yeah.
So after years, 12 months or so of saying, "No, I'm not going to build it. I'm not going to build it. I'm not going to build it." "Ted, you want to build this?" "Yeah, all right then."
You caved, didn't you, Ted? Let's just be honest.
We had breaking strain of a Kit Kat, but never mind. Yeah.
Breaking strain. You got the breaking strain of a candy string.
Yeah. So there you are, folks. The Titanic will become an eModels build. Not immediately, because I've still got some building work and some other things to finish yet. But it will be
week after next then.
What he's going to do is he's going to build the whole thing, then he's going to put it on the floor and stand on it, spray it brown, deep sea diorama done. There you go.
Yeah.
That's going to be his chibi build over Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah. He won't do any of the photo etch because he'll say, yeah, it's all broken off and it's just at the bottom of the sea now.
I think if you do it right, then over Christmas you can get the iceberg outside.
Yeah.
I'm just going to deliver a box full of water to Pete and say it's in there.
Yeah.
It's been preserved by the Preservation Society. They didn't do a very good job. Well, hopefully, I'll have done my Falcon by then. So you'll have the big Falcon build. That's a big prestige kit, and then you'll have the big Titanic to come. And then Chris can do the Dora.
One thing about building a Titanic, there's no weathering to do.
No. Exactly. Or almost none whatsoever. Probably a tiny bit.
Yeah, there are 2,000 passages to paint, but
I mean, what would you do on that? I mean, you're not going to have no weathering. You have to do something with the wooden planking to make it look like wooden planking. But would there be like minimal? Would you just have like some slight washes just to give some depth, and that's it? Like just a shade wash.
See how the moulding is. Now I have heard that there is already an upgrade kit coming out for it, but like we like to do with all our builds, or usually all our builds for eModels, we'd like to build things out of the box. So that's how it comes. That's how you would get it, and from there you could do your own stuff to it. So I'm probably going to build it out of the box and see how it goes from there. And once I get my hands on it and have a look at it, we'll see how we could do the deck. I'm thinking that with probably the Trumpeter, the type of quality kits that they bring out, it will be quite a good sort of imprinted deck. So we could do some washes and things on that.
Yeah, we tend not to. If there's when we have a kit where the manufacturer of the kit also doesn't upgrade parts, we'll sometimes do those. But if it's a kit that the upgrade parts are like third party, we don't tend to do those as part of an eModels build. We just do what's in the box, really. That's why I didn't do the metal thruster bells and stuff on my Eagle, because I didn't need to, and they weren't available anyway. But that's how you go.
Yeah.
Do we know if eModels have actually managed to display the U-boat yet?
Yeah, I think it is on the shelf where he is. I don't know. Now I'm probably planning to go down to eModels to pick up the Titanic when it comes in. So I'll be able to find out then.
Yeah.
So we'll
you know as well as I do, it'll still be in the back office, straddled across that shelf where the computer is, because nobody's put a shelf up yet.
Because they're scratching his head going, I need a bigger unit.
Because if I remember rightly, I think Pete Mate did order a glass case for it, but that was without actually asking Ted how big it was.
Yeah. He's got a little case that this big.
It's got your TV one in it.
It's got two holes cut out each side, so
like feet sticking out the end of the mattress, at the end of the duvet.
Yeah, so it'll be okay, Ted. Pete, Ted's coming! Quick, get the U-boat out.
Anders asks a question that you can answer, Ted, very quickly before we call it quits. Anders says, "Question: any ideas on where to get LED lights for a model?"
Anders Ericsson. It depends what model you want, but a very good lady that I get all my lighting from is called Jennifer. She's at Small Scale Lights. I think that's the name of the website.
I think it's just Small Scale Lights.
Yeah, just Small Scale
UK,
Lights.
I think.
I do think she actually follows eModels. So if you have a look at or type GS Maddox into a chat on eModels, she'll pop up Small Scale Lights.
Or
the lady in this.
Just Google Small Scale Lights and you'll find her anyway. I think there were talk of perhaps eModels stocking some of her stuff in the future as well.
Yes, she is currently sort of trying to get some stuff out so that eModels will actually stock the lighting kit for the U552.
But she's really quite good because she's a modeler as well, and she tends to make kits of stuff that she's actually built herself. So she's got, also that she's been in contact with people. So she's done things like lighting kits for Ted's U-boat from Small Scale Lights. She does do a kit for the Eagle that I made.
Yeah.
and loads of other kits. And if it's not a kit that she's done before, she can kind of get one sorted out for you. So
And she does some really tiny stuff as well. So if you've got things like a Baneblade to light
and Anders says he's found it. Oh, he said Baneblade.
Yeah.
Anders says he's found it. And yes, before anybody asks, if eModels ever do get a Baneblade in stock, you can bet your bottom dollar I will do that video build for them.
So,
Just saying. Yeah.
After the Falcon.
Yeah, after the Falcon, and after I've done my
And
own
that tank.
Baneblade.
Yeah, you're not getting out of it.
No, I will do the Falcon.
yeah, so that's good news for tonight. So,
Mm.
well, it brings us back to the end of the evening as well. So yeah, well, I can now go down, lie down in a dark room and worry about when the Titanic turns up.
So tune in this time next year for another announcement when Ted actually starts the build.
Like I say, mate, we've got your back.
Yeah, I did explain to Peter that I'll build it, but it might be a little bit of time before I can actually start it.
Yeah.
So, but we can always, when it arrives, we can always have a look in the box and see what's in there.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Right. Unless there's anything else, gentlemen, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Nope, I think we're done.
Don't forget to comment on the video when it goes up for
Yep.
the giveaway.
For the giveaway, for the funky British made in a shed tank.
Yeah, the tack on 135th. I can put the link in the chat if required.
Feel free.
Are you allowed? You're allowed to put things in a
Oh,
chat.
that's the
Oh, I
point.
don't
Yeah.
know. Oh, no, maybe not. No. Have you got, what's the hashtag, Colin? Have you still got it open?
I'll see whether it'll paste it in.
What was the if they want to find it on the website?
Yeah. Hash is 02116.
02116.
Yeah,
There
I've
you
put
go.
a link in the chat. So
Oh, jolly good. Excellent. People are leaving already. We haven't told you can go yet. We haven't said you can go
Get back
yet.
and sit down.
yeah, Ted's
Yes.
not rung the bell yet, saying class is dismissed.
Yeah. Fingers on lips, heads down on desks.
Sure
Thank you.
time you're wasting.
Jones, stop rustling.
Right. Yes. On that good note, we shall leave it for this evening. I will see you next week at the same time, same back channel, and all the rest of it. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining in. If you want a Titanic model, get across a pre-order one because they won't last very long.
Slap it in your basket. If you have pre-ordered it, though, they will just send those straight out.
Yeah, they will.
It's still available for pre-order, I think, isn't it, at the moment? So,
Yeah.
if you do want one, get your pre-order in.
All right. Press the button, Fox. Time to go. Good night, everybody. I will see
Good
you
night,
all
everybody.
next
Bang.
week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jabella.